Yeah, I need to talk to you.
Scared.
I want you to be a big part of this project because I've got this fucking idea and it's going.
What's that?
So we me and Tash and a couple other Doctor Who fans that I live with cracked out a storyboard and it's really something. Like it's got potential.
Oh, well, let me hear it.
So opening scene, you are uh it's a cutscene, okay? It's there's this planet that's being attacked. You're playing as the first Doctor, okay? Right back before the show started. There's this planet that's being attacked, and the Time Lords are standing back and doing nothing about it. So you, being the Doctor, intervene and do something about it. And the Time Lords are not happy about that. You use Susan's TARDIS, and you steal a prototype screwdriver, sonic screwdriver, and you stop this thing from happening before it starts. So you go back and you stop it from happening before it starts. The Time Lords are not happy, so um, they you have a meeting with the Time Lords, and they arrest you when you get back. That you have a meeting with the High Council, and they abolish you. So you're ordered to get off the planet, um, or get out of Gallifrey. And so you steal a TARDIS with Susan, the Type 40, the one that everybody knows. Except this is where things get different from the show. This is sort of, sort of canon. This is sort of what happened. Like, we all know that he was getting abolished from Gallifrey and that he stole a TARDIS and everything. Um, Except when he pulls the lever to take off for the first time, there's a big whoosh and everything goes black. Okay? And you hear Susan scream in the darkness. And then when you come, when everything's bright again, you're standing in the exact same position you were in the TARDIS, except you're in Matt Smith's console room or Peter Capaldi's console room, whoever we choose to make it, probably Peter Capaldi. And next to you is the new Doctor, Peter Capaldi, and he remembers all this happening to you. So he remembers how he fixed it, or how he showed himself how to fix it. So he takes you to get this device. Um, that that's some story, some alien race has got, the Cybermen, the Daleks, whatever. He takes you to get this guarded device, and you do this quest with him, and you get this device. And when you use it, it's supposed to take you back to your console room. But uh, when you use it, instead, it warps out, and it makes you appear in David Tennant's console room. Next to you is David Tennant, and Rose is on the other side. And all you hear is David say, "What?" in David's voice that he says, and then everything goes black again. And then when you come to again, when you reappear again, you're in Tom Baker's console room, um, with David and Rose both there, and Tom Baker maybe, maybe not. That's up to us. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I think having Tom Baker there as well would probably just get in the way. We can just make it he's mysteriously disappeared or something like that. It doesn't need to be exact. So if Tom Baker's there, he also remembers what happened to you. And David and Rose do as well. David does as well. Rose doesn't, obviously. So he takes you to Gallifrey to talk to the Time Lords to in his timeline to figure out what the fuck's going on. Um, the Time Lords inform you that it's the Master doing it. It's the Master causing all this issue, all this problem, because he was the one who was secretly responsible for attempting to blow up the planet that you intervened into. So he's pissed at you. So now he's fucking with your timeline. So the Time Lords send you off to find the Master, and you're in this epic quest line that's like 5 minutes long or 5 hours long, depending on how much time we've got. And you find the Master, and instead of defeating him or something like that, or fighting him, you simply destroy the device. And that's that. You leave, except you've so sorry, I left out some major details. I'll go back. The Time Lords, when they send you to go find the Master, they lend you a newer TARDIS, a Type 45 or Type whatever, and a sonic screwdriver. Okay, so you go and find the Master, and you destroy the device, except you drop your Sonic on the way out. The Sonic that the Time Lords lent you. Now you go back to Gallifrey, and the Time Lords are mighty pissed at you for losing the Sonic. So they force you to. They send you back to your timeline, but they also force you to find the Master in your timeline before he's done everything that he's going to do. Capture him with the device he's working on, the device that fucks you over, and bring him in for prosecution in their timeline. So you go and you find the Master again, you know where he is, you find him, he's working on the device, he tries to use the device against you, but you reverse the polarity, like the Third Doctor was always doing with the sonic screwdriver, and you end up capturing him with the device, in like some sort of stasis containment or something like that. You take him back to Gallifrey, the Time Lords put him up for prosecution, and then they tell you where to find Susan, or how to find Susan, or where to start when you start looking for Susan, where she's likely to be. You leave, you go back into your time, they send you back into your timeline, or you just leave. I don't know. I've lost track of what's going on in my head. So you go back to your timeline in your TARDIS, and you set out to find Susan, either by yourself or with David and Rose helping you. I haven't decided yet. Probably with them helping you as companions. You find her, they leave, they go back to their timeline, the Time Lords help them get back to their timeline, and then the TARDIS becomes unlocked, all the rooms unlocked, so you can explore the rooms, and all the destinations unlocked, so it becomes an open world game. Oh,
I like it.
I do too, but I'm really paranoid that it's such a massive project that it's just going to take donkey's years to do.
Well, I know several other people that be willing to help.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I really think we can make a fucking decent game out of this, and like a proper indie game. I mean, obviously you wouldn't sell it or anything because it's BBC, and I don't think I'd sell it anyway, even if it was not copyright. But
Yeah.
this could be a pretty substantial game. I just feel like if I was to try and tackle it alone, or even just with you, it would take years. It would take at least 2 or 3 years. Because I mean, like Bethesda have a team of like 30 people working on fucking. I know Fallout's a much bigger game than this, but like it's
Right.
30 people, and that took them 6 months. And they use an old engine. They use the Skyrim engine from like fucking
Oh shit. Yeah.
6 years ago. So I don't think it's ever going to be accomplishable if it's just us. So we need to think about finding people who can voice act, people who can model characters, people who can do scripting, people who can make levels, because it's going to be massive.
I know someone that might be able to do scripting. Like, what do you mean, kind of scripting? Like scripts, or like code?
I mean as in NPC scripting. So like, because that's all we really need. I don't think we need much else. Everything else is sort of open source, like the ability to pick up objects and use objects and that sort of thing, and the effects are all easy to do. You know, the voice acting is easy to do. The only thing that's not easy to do is the NPC, the AI, the following you around, like going places, talking to people, that sort of thing.
Alright, so what you're trying to say is we need a dialogue person.
Yeah, somebody who can generate dialogue, somebody who can generate NPC actions, following, you know, turning to face you when you're talking to them and that sort of thing. All that really nitpicky shit.
Well, we can. I mean, next month I get paid. There's a simple AI system to get on Unreal Engine store thing I could probably buy.
Is that the quest? The quest one?
I have no idea. I can't
There's
remember.
a quest. There's a quest system, like a quest log system and a questing system for Unreal, and that's 40 something dollars. I think it's $42, which is pretty expensive, but probably worth it. The only reason I say that is because having side quests would be pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
and if you actually had a quest log to keep track of what you're supposed to be doing and what the Time Lords want you to do and where the master is and that sort of thing. But yeah, and it would make really good use of those custom consoles because it'll be a new TARDIS that you're being lent.
Right.
And that would be a really great use for those new console rooms. We could have the TARDIS locked up and only certain rooms available throughout the game, and then at the end we just unlock everything and allow people to just open world it.
Exactly. That'd be real cool.
And I was talking to Tia, one of my housemates, before. She doesn't really watch Doctor Who, but she's a massive fan of other fandoms, like Zelda and other stuff. And she was saying how cool it would be to have like um, just like mixing the fandoms up, like have like Zelda throwbacks and like Back to the Future references and
Oh
shit like
yeah.
that. Have like a DeLorean in the middle of the city or something, and just like Doc and Marty just like sitting there talking about shit or something.
Yeah, we're definitely putting Easter eggs every fucking where.
Yeah.
We're gonna have like in the doctor's bedroom. There's gonna be something hidden. That if someone finds it, they're gonna giggle.
Yeah. The only problem is that I can foresee is that the entire time while we're designing this game, I intend to be live streaming. So the Easter eggs that we're going to attempt to hide are not
I'll
going
do
to
the
be.
Easter eggs then,
Yeah, you do the Easter eggs.
cause I won't live stream constantly. I get like anxiety problems with that shit.
I crave the attention. I'm an attention whore.
Oh, you dirty whore.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I see what you're talking about with the quest and dialogue system.
Well,
That's
like as like a what I'm trying to say is I think we should really probably try and slow down a bit because if we do this, like if this is what we intend to do and we really want to do this and we make this a game that we're going to release under our names and under, you know, like we can make a career out of this shit if this turned out good.
oh
Um,
yeah.
like if this turned out to be a good indie game, then you know we should try and do this properly, not smash it all out and then burn ourselves out and then not touch it again for 6 months. You know what I mean?
But that's my specialty. I burn out
That's
like
my
a fucking
specialty as
pro.
well. I do too. It's shocking. So I'm going to stop today because I've been going for like 7 hours. I'm going to
Yeah.
save. I'm going to close this and I'm going to try and get my mind off it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I've only been here for 27 minutes, but I'm going to leave because I don't want this to be a disaster. I want this to go well. I really do. Because this big board that you see behind me, this one here leaning up against the bench that's covered in rubbish, that's a storyboard, and it's quite a good one. So I want this to actually work. So if you have any what's the word I'm looking for? Do you have any skills in character design, level design, programming, uh, voice acting, any of that stuff? Um, hit either me or Turtle up because we're gonna need it over the next, I don't know, hopefully a year. I don't want this to go any longer than a year. I want this to be released sometime next year, but I think that's pretty unrealistic. Probably the best we're gonna hope for is like mid 2018. So yeah, lots of progress today. Goodbye.